Doesn't it drive you crazy that every time you try to have a discussion with your wife, you feel that she's so defensive and she snaps at you? It is so upsetting that you feel like you are bursting inside. Did you know that according to the American Psychological Association, 1 out of 2 marriages ends in divorce because of lack of communication skills? One out of 2. Crazy, right? However, based on what I experience with my clients' results, most relationships can easily be saved with little modification in our conversational skills. Hi, I am Naftali Schwartz, a relationship coach and educator. I help couples bring back love, joy, and laughter into their marriage. In this video, I will share with you 3 tips to help you release your wife's defensiveness so that you don't need to constantly suffer from not being able to say one word without getting screamed at. For years, my wife would ask me to help her with chores around the house, and I told her to add it to the things to do list. She would get frustrated with me and say, "What year would that be?" And it always end up in a fight. As an educator, my students used to share with me their sad feelings about the divorced parents constantly fighting. They felt awful, and let me tell you, it broke my heart. I was determined that I'm going to help save relationships from divorce. So, I acquired many tools that helped me develop effective communication skills that made a huge difference in my relationship communications and in my couples coaching. I'm happy to say that I saw great results. So let me share with you 3 simple tips from my experience that when you apply them, you will feel and see an immediate great shift in your wife's reaction. Tip number 1. When you feel that you communicate well with friends, except with your wife, rather than blaming her and snapping at her, do this instead. Stop. Take 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. And try to recall why you got married in the first place. Look for your common ground. This is what I do. I keep going back to how we fell in love and got married and what we have in common. So, remind yourself, if you have children, that she is the mother of your kids. Therefore, both of you want the best for your children. Rather than blaming her, ask yourself, how can I respond better to situations and conversations? Because let's face it, the only person we can change is ourselves. For example, instead of looking at what's wrong with her, see how you can become a better listener. And that brings us to tip number 2. You know, in court, we have the lawyers and the judges. When one lawyer is speaking, the other lawyer is thinking what he should say next, while the judge is fully listening. It's the same as in marriage. Try to listen without blaming or judging. You can tell us something like, I realized up until now, instead of me listening to you while you were talking to me, I actually was listening to myself. I wasn't really attentive to your needs. Ask her, is it okay if we sit and have a cup of coffee and I will listen attentively to what you have to say. I will just listen and not blame you. In other words, what I mean is, find your way to show her that you really care and that you are truly willing to sit and listen. And the final and third tip. My wife and I used to interrupt each other constantly, and we're not willing to allow either one of us to finish a complete sentence. This caused us to yell at each other and build a lot of resentment and hostility. There were times when we practically couldn't stand each other anymore. So my suggestion is, while you do listen, and I know it does take practice and patience, still, don't defend yourself, and definitely don't criticize her. Rather, show her respect and take notes of what she says. Show her that you care. Only after she finishes, ask her if it is okay if you read the notes to her to make sure you understood what she was saying. If you feel you need more guidance and support, someone to talk to, you are more than welcome to call me for a free 30-minute consultation.